A shed that clung to steam right up until the very end of the southern region was Bournemouth Motive Power Depot. Tucked just to the west of Bournemouth Station, on the north side of the line, the depot featured 4 roads, associated buildings, and a turntable at its eastern end. From the down platform at Bournemouth Station, it offered the perfect vantage point for spotters and enthusiasts alike. The story of Bournemouth's Locomotive depot goes back further than many might imagine. The very first shed opened at Bournemouth East in 1870, but it closed only 13 years later in 1883. A replacement was quickly built next to Bournemouth Central Station, and a further shed followed in 1888. The original 1883 structure was shut down in 1921, while the 1888 shed lived on, being rebuilt and extended between 1936 and 1938. At that time, the depot gained a 65-foot turntable and even a 50-ton hoist. But despite these improvements, the site remained cramped and awkwardly positioned. There were even plans to relocate the depot to Branksome, though those plans never came to fruition. By the mid-1960s, the shed's allocation was in decline. In 1966, around 45 locomotives remained. Older southern designs were giving way to British Railway standard classes, Standard 4s, 260 moguls and 264 tanks, handling local passenger services, branch line duties and empty stock movements. Around this time, Bournemouth's shed code was also changed from 71B to 70F. Even so, the depot still had its fair share of famous engines. West Country and Battle of Britain Pacifics were regulars, alongside the powerful Merchant Navy class. In 1964, the allocation included 35013 Blue Funnel and the now preserved 35027 Port Line. Earlier in the decade, 16 M7 tanks were based here for working the Swanage and Lymington branches. Coal, however, was always something of a challenge. Bournemouth never had a modern coaling tower. Instead, engines were supplied using less efficient crane-based methods, a hard, gritty reminder of how things were done at the time. The shed officially closed its doors on the 9th of July 1967, one of the final casualties of the end of Southern steam. Demolition came swiftly afterwards, in February 1969, and today, there's nothing left. The site where Pacifics once simmered and tank engines bustled is now little more than a car park. A far cry from the smoke, noise and excitement that once filled the air. But the memory of Bournemouth Motive Power Depot still lingers, not only in photographs and films, but in the preservation of engines that once called it home. If you've enjoyed this look back at Bournemouth's steam depot, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And join me again for more stories from the world of railways.